Hey guys, it's Vertus here, back again with another video. Now this time I'm going to be talking about how to play when you have lag, and especially how to deal with lag while you're playing. Now the first point I want to make when doing this is that, well, when you want to play, but I mean your lag is so bad that you know you might lag out sometimes, and you know there will be spikes where it will make it very difficult for you to play, tank choice is actually extremely important. Now, the perfect combo for playing when you're laggy is, number one, you want to have a tank with decent armor, so when you do lag out, or at least a lot of health, so that when you do lag out, it gives you some time to get back in, at least your tank's health pool can be a bit of a sponge, so that when you get back in, hopefully you still will have some health to fight back. Now, number two, is that the tank has to have some decent armor as well, because the health points, so that hopefully when you do have some lag spikes, your armor can't hold up a little bit. Now, number three, in my opinion, one of the most important things is that your gun. Well, you want a gun with a fairly decent alpha and, well, a quick reload as well. Now, that is why the FV-215b is the perfect tank, in my opinion, at least at tier 10 for this, because it has a very, very large hit pool of 2200, and its gun fires extremely fast for a heavy tank, and its alpha damage of 400 is also extremely decent. Now, after you pick a tank good for the job, like this 215b right here, there are a couple of things that you need to be doing while you are playing with lag. Number one, you will have to be alert at all times. When you're playing regularly without lag, of course you have to be alert and you have to be aware of what's going on around you. But when you're playing with lag, it's even more important as well. If you do have a lag spike, you need to know where all the enemy teams' tanks are, as well as your own team's tanks, so you can get out of that situation if it is dangerous. Now, number two, you want to keep a third eye on the ping at all times in the bottom left corner. Now what this means is that, well, a lot of times when you are about to get a lag spike, sometimes those ping numbers will suddenly rise up, and you can expect a sudden lag spike to come up. So maybe you want to back up into a safer spot, or you want to angle your armor. Now another thing is that you will also want to have an eye on the mini-map at all times. Well, this is very important when you're playing the game regularly, but also when you're playing with lag. That's also one good thing to be good for, because when you're situationally aware, you know what's going around you at all times. So when the lag spike does decide to happen, well, you are able to get into a safe spot, and you can start moving your joystick when you look at that ping number, and it is rising. Now, as you can see, there was a couple of little spikes in there, and I did still manage to get 5k damage. The experience isn't very high, but as you can see, I angled my armor pretty effectively, and I used the gun to its best. I mean, the FV-215b's gun is honestly a godsend. The quick aim time, good accuracy, and insane DPM gives it a very, very powerful gun. Now, number two, this video, I'm going to mainly be showing you what to do when you do have a lag spike so high that you do lag out of the game. And there are some telltale signs telling you when you are about to lag out. Now, as you can see, we are playing on Middleburg, and I'm about to go into a side scraping spot in here into the with the FV-215b. But this obviously is not what I was doing when I was controlling the tank with my joystick. As you can see, it was sliding back and forth. Now what this is this is a red flag right here. If you are floating back and forth, and as you can see, I am moving my turret, but I am not able to move my tank. So immediately get your hand off the joystick. Actually, when you do start floating around, get your hand off that joystick and just quit the game and try to come back. Because if you minimize that time that you are lagging out, then it's a lot easier for you to get back into the game and still have some health left. Now, if you keep that joystick moving when you are lagged out, the tank will keep moving even though you are not physically in the game. Now, as you can see, I do come back in the game, and oh my gosh, I am left on less than 300 health, and that's what I'm talking about with this health pool sponge here. If you're playing with something like an IS-7, where you only have 1900 maximum health compared to this 2200, chances are you would have been dead right here, but fortunately, you are playing the FV-215b, and here I found a pretty nice hold down spot, and as the FV-215b's turret is extremely good, I am still going to try to fight it out and support my team. Because, well, even if I have lost 90% of my health, my gun still works just as good as if I had 100% health. And my armor is still just as good. So, don't get pissed off or if you lag out and think, well, your game is ruined. Well, that's completely not true. As long as your gun is still firing, as long as your armor is still working, and you are still able to control the tank, just keep playing the game because, well, that still helps out your team. As you can see, I had a massive lag spike, but as the whole time I've been yelling for help, and thankfully I have this really nice Jaeger teammate right here that's giving me pretty excellent fire support. I do target this Object 140, and as you can see, the FV-215b's turret is doing some work right here. Unfortunately, I do bounce off that T-62A, and I have another lag spike. I'm scared as the T-62A is rushing me. I put one shot into him again, and thank you, Mr. Tortoise, that's in the back, for finishing him off, or else I probably would have been dead at this point. Now, the game is pretty much over, and as the Jaeger finished off the Object 140, and even after lagging out and losing 90% of my health, I am still able to come back into the game and do a little bit of damage, around 2,000, in order to support my team into the win. If I wasn't there, I think that Jagdpanzer 100 or that Tortoise would have been in a lot of trouble from the two Russian mediums that were flanking around. So, overall, I think, just to reiterate everything, when you're playing, be alert at all times, have one eye on the ping at all times to see when lag spikes are going to appear, and you also want to be situationally aware so you can have a quick escape when you do know that a lag spike is going to come up. Now, if you do lag out, be sure to keep your hand off the joystick, and then you quit out of the battle and try to get back in as soon as you can. And don't be discouraged, because it doesn't matter how much health you have, your gun is still working, and you are still able to deal damage to the enemies, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So, I hope you guys like this video, and please give it a thumbs up, as, well, making these videos is kind of a struggle for me right here, as this lag is making it extremely difficult to play. And next week I have a really nice video lined up for you guys about how to platoon, and yeah, and what it means to be a good platoon partner. So hope you guys enjoy the vid, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.